Hey there, Hallmark hot takers, and welcome back to another episode of Hallmark Hot Takes, where we're reviewing all 23 Hallmark Countdown to Christmas movies. And tonight we will be reviewing A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado. So Aaron is planning the town's Christmas celebration and must win over firefighter Kevin in order to obtain the beautiful spruce tree on his property for the tree lighting ceremony. So we will be reviewing this movie and giving our ratings.
5 candy canes each for a total of 10 candy canes.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so let's talk about this movie, A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado. So the town of Brooklyn, Colorado is planning their typical Hallmark movie festivals of things, and it all culminates in this beautiful Christmas tree lighting that is supposed to be a big, huge tourist event that will revitalize the town, planned by none other than Erin, daughter of the mayor and the town's economic development planner, who is tasked with finding the very perfect tree that is going to go in the center of town for the Christmas tree lighting on the 23rd of December. So Erin finds this tree on firefighter Kevin's property and approaches him about taking the tree for the city, and Kevin says...
What is taking it?
Asking him if... Actually, they're going to buy it. Yeah. If they can purchase his tree to use in the town center, and Kevin says, yeah, not going to happen. I'm not playing in your... He literally says, I'm not doing your dog and pony show. He's upset because the city's budget has cut the firefighters' budget, and they are not able to buy the supplies they need, so he's not really in with the mayor at this point. And so Erin, tries her best to convince him. And while adding insult to injury, Kevin happens upon the plans for the town center and sees a bunch of real, fire code safety violations. So
people would die.
Yeah, well, they could.
They would have.
I mean, safety first, right? So Erin, thinking that she can still win Kevin over, decides to hire him as a safety consultant.
If he's in her pocket, maybe she gets the tree.
You know what I'm saying? I mean...
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, so Kevin agrees because he needs the cash because they've cut the overtime at the fire department.
It's all coming together.
And so he agrees, and, they do some things together, finding out that this is not a safe thing for now. And so we find out a little bit more about Kevin, who is a single dad of an adopted daughter, Claire, and he's doing his dad thing, and, just not a lot of time in his life for fun and games.
No games.
And we find out a little bit more about Erin, who actually went to school to become a teacher, has a degree, but is now the economic development planner because her dad eventually wants her to run for mayor because his dad was mayor. So
no economics degree. Again, back to how she got this job.
She's a teacher. There's a lot of deep-seated nepotism.
Absolutely.
Some poor fiscal management and some political backstabbing in this movie. So, Kevin and Erin kind of hit it off at first, and but then what happens is Erin posts some things on social media on the town's page after some time with Kevin and his daughter, and she actually thought she was posting them to her own page, but she actually posted them to the city page, and he got really peeved off about that because he doesn't want his daughter on the page. And they actually get into a pretty significant fight, probably one of the best fights I've seen on Hallmark.
Top 10.
But it ends in a pretty smoking hot kiss, which gets interrupted. They both regret it. It was a mistake, blah, blah, blah. Erin, they both kind of decide to pull back, and then Erin gets asked out on a date by another coworker, which she agrees to, and then you actually find out that he didn't mean to ask her out on a date. And it's actually kind of funny. And so she's still available, and da-da-da. So the long story short, at the end of the movie, Erin's looking for a different tree. She sourced a new tree, but apparently a very political hit piece story is posted in the local Gazette that says if the mayor can't even get this tree, what good is the deadbeat?
Right.
Get him out of here.
He's been there for 10 years or whatever.
Right.
But this tree is going to do them in.
So Kevin gets a letter from the city saying, we're eminent domaining your tree.
Right.
And of course, Erin is there when this happens. She had no idea.
Mortified.
And he's like, this was your plan all along, to steal my tree.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Buttered me up, steal my tree.
So she's like, I had nothing to do with this. And they get into a fight. And she goes to her dad and was like, what'd you do? And he's like, I didn't do it. It was the intern. Who got town council to go along. It's very convoluted, but then the dad's like, oh yeah, let's take the tree. So then they're going to take the tree and Kevin's all mad, but then Erin finds this heritage law and she tries to stop it and they get there in time, but then Kevin lets them take the tree anyway because it's right for the town and blah, blah, blah. They take the tree, go to the tree lighting, everybody's happy. Erin and Kevin air their differences. He apologizes, she apologizes. They kiss, the tree gets lit, and that is A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado.
That's a wonderful recap.
Thank you.
We should do some reviews.
Let's. All right, it's rating time.
It is rating time. All right, I'll get my notes here. So we'll go with
What are you doing first? Are you doing likes or dislikes?
I'm going to go dislikes first today.
Okay.
Dislikes first. There was, at this point, a flashback montage of the time they met. Again, the movie's only like an hour and 40 minutes long as it is. So spend a couple minutes on a montage was a waste of time.
It's a bit of filler.
I did not care for that. There's one point, they're like, when they couldn't get the tree, and she's talking to her dad. He's like, well, we can get a leafier tree. It's a pine tree.
It's a pine tree.
It's not leafier.
It's not leafier.
That was dumb. And then it also throughout the movie, like they know that she wants this tree, and they pretty clearly says you're not getting this tree. And then there wasn't much of an effort at all to find another tree. Like she kind of was like, oh, you got a couple submissions here, but there wasn't like a lot of action. So like she was really in trouble without a tree. So like I thought that was like pretty lackluster in the tree hunting aspects. Things I loved. I loved the dad being like the adoption of the daughter.
It was touching.
So like we didn't have dead mom here.
Or mom left.
Or mom left.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So like that was.
Or like grieving and I'm not ready to date.
Yeah. So like that was great. Like that was heartwarming. This whole the tree. So you got this eminent domain, which I kind of called at some point. I'm like, they should just eminent domain this thing for the good of the city. And then it's like back to the heritage, back to the donation. So I thought that was kind of cool how like it roundabout way got to the tree. And then his dad basically says, hey, like, I'm really proud of you, son. And the mom's really happy that like you should be happy at your tree. And he's like, oh my goodness.
Kevin's parents.
Oh my goodness, that is true.
Because your tree's helping to revitalize the town.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The date that's not a date was great.
That's amazing.
Like, she thinks it's a date. She's like, yeah, I haven't been doing this. And he's like, doing what? Like going out to dinner with a friend? She's like, yeah, a date. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is not a date.
I'm gay.
Yeah, that was amazing. I love it.
It was amazing.
It was great.
Yeah,
and then the fight kiss. I thought that was like, didn't see it coming. Like they're fighting and then bam.
Because they were really fighting.
They were really
like
fighting.
They were mad at each other.
And then fight kiss. It's crazy.
It's classic.
So with all that said,
I can't wait to hear.
I'm gonna give it 4 candy canes.
4 candy canes. That is a great rating.
It's pretty high for me.
Okay, I have a lot to say about this movie because I don't even know I'm gonna start with my dislikes. The Christmas tree lighting on the 23rd of December. It's way late.
Late?
Like, I feel like it should be done earlier. It's the pivotal moment of the town. Like, you should have it for the whole month of December.
So they do like on the 1st?
Yeah. But then they have the tree for, what, a week before you take it down? You made this guy give up his tree for a freaking week? I didn't like that. So, in the beginning of the movie, she goes up to Kevin before she asks him for the tree. Like, this is their meet cute. And she insults the snowman that he is making with his daughter in front of his daughter. And I
It
just,
was leaning like it was gonna fall.
it was a bad, but I mean, come on.
I actually had that note. It's something I didn't like too. So.
I want to know where the money to pay Kevin was for this extra consulting if all the budgets are being cut. That was just a little thing.
It's a safety. Like they have.
She has a teaching degree and she is the economic development officer.
Well, that's why they're like economically.
They had really tiny cups of hot chocolate, which annoyed me. And her dad, I did not like him. He was. I mean, I get that he was trying to do what's best for the town, but you don't just eminent domain somebody's tree
You
and
do
think
what you
that that's
have
okay.
to do for the town.
You don't. The town didn't need this tree to survive. There's a perfectly serviceable tree on the other tree farm.
There wasn't.
Yes, there was.
There wasn't.
I didn't like that. I hated the live news feed the live feed at the end of the movie. Like, no news channel's broadcasting this live.
Yes,
that he could see it on TV and realize, oh my gosh, I have to get to the tree.
Colorado.
Nothing's getting preempted for this.
No, it's a...
So those are the things I didn't like. The things I did like. So I thought it was funny that she accidentally posted something on the city page instead of her personal page, because I thought like that's something that would totally happen. It was kind of a real moment. And when she told Kevin that she wanted his tree to be part of the soon-to-be renowned Brooklyn, Colorado Tree Festival, I thought that was funny because it just, she's really trying to like bring the town back and stuff.
Yeah.
I love the whole adoption story. I thought that was great. The fight kiss was just great because they were really fighting. The not a date thing was hilarious. Neil was amazing. And that whole scene where he was just like you could feel her embarrassment. And I just really thought that was great. She was cute as a button. I really liked her.
I liked her too.
I liked and hated at the same time. I liked it for the story, but how embarrassing. So when they kissed, like the next day they talk about it and he's like, it was a mistake. I didn't mean it. And it was kind of like, wow, that was, yeah.
Hear her say that, I mean, oof.
And the other thing I liked is that Kevin does not like the mayor. And they actually do sit down, and two political opponents sit down and talk to one another and come away with a better understanding. And I just think that it is what 2020 needed. So I applaud that. And that's really it. So that all being said, I am going to mirror your rating and give it 4 candy canes. I like this movie. I don't think it's the best offering we've seen this year, but I think it was a solid movie, and I liked it better than I honestly thought I would.
Yeah. So that's 8. 8 candy canes.
For you slow at math.
So that puts it around like 5th, I think.
Ish, yeah.
So that's nice. I mean, I think we've read about 11 or 12, so that's right in the middle.
Many more to go.
Great job.
Okay. We'll let you know what's up next.
Cool.
And I forgot to tell you who starred in the movie, and I gotta be honest, I already took their names off my screen, so I don't know. But they were delightful.
Let's move on.
Especially her. She was cute as a button. But anyhow, so the next one that we are going to review is called The Heart of the Holidays. And this is about career-driven Sam returns to her hometown for the holidays, where she comes face-to-face with her high school boyfriend, Noah. And together, they rediscover what matters most in life.
This is classic.
It's probably
Hallmark.
work, I bet. So it's going to be great.
Classic Hallmark, like.
This is classic Hallmark right here.
This will be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and I also wanted to say that in A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado is not unlike Miss Christmas, which they did a couple years ago. And I really liked that one too. This was just a different take. So it was sort of the same story, but anyhow, I just thought, if you ever see Miss Christmas on the Hallmark Channel, you should watch it because it was good. Oh, public service announcement is done.
All right.
See you next time.